happen to you after we got separated in that long hallway? Are you confusing me with someone else? You were always so forgetful.
Silent Hill 2 released on the PlayStation 2 back in 2001. I was 21 years old, no kids. It's one of my favorite video games of all time, and it's what I consider to be the best horror story ever told in the medium of video games. So I was very excited when Konami announced that not only were they bringing this franchise back, they're bringing this game back. And not only that, but they're bringing it back with one of my favorite horror developers, Bloober Team. The bar was set very high for me with this game, and my excitement was through the roof. So, now that I've rolled credits on Silent Hill 2, what do I think?
I can show you if you want. Unless you have somewhere else to be.
Now, the first thing that I need to explain to anybody who has not played a Silent Hill game before, this is not your typical video game horror experience. This is not Dead Space, not Resident Evil. You're not going to be mowing down demons with flamethrowers and rocket launchers. What makes Silent Hill so great is the methodical and deliberate slow pace to unravel a psychological horror experience unlike anything that you've played before. So much of what makes Silent Hill so great is exploring and soaking in the narrative, not just in what the characters are communicating, but what the world is communicating to you via the horrors in the environment, the monsters that you fight, and all the things that you see that are grotesque and hideous and frightening all have something to say about the narrative that you're playing through. What we have here in Silent Hill 2 Remake is nothing short of phenomenal. Now, if you have played Silent Hill 2, you're going to be blown away by what Bloober Team has achieved here. They really did their homework so that all of the classic locations and the memorable characters and the music is presented much like what you remember, but with the greatest presentation, the highest of fidelity, fantastic voice acting work, and of course, that wonderful ambiance and the sound and the music design. It's just really top notch. Bloober Team really went through the game with a fine-tooth comb and took the best elements and refined them, and took some of the things that don't work so well, such as the combat and clunky controls. They took all that stuff out and made it even better. So what you have here is the best of what you loved, and more modern refinements for some of the things that would probably be frustrating for today's gamer. The story of Silent Hill 2 remains mostly unchanged. You play as James Sunderland, a widower who is searching the haunted streets of Silent Hill for his dead wife, who sent him a letter beckoning him to come and find her in the depths of darkness. All the characters from the original game return, including the iconic Red Pyramid thing, a hulking monstrosity who stalks James intent on delivering punishment. Every time Pyramid comes on screen, you are just in awe of how Bloober Team really ramped up the strength and the brutality of this character. Your controller will vibrate and shake at his footsteps. You hear the great knife scraping across the metal floors. Scarab beetles scatter in the darkness, signaling his approach. He really is a terrifying creature. And really terrifying is something that I was not expecting this experience to be. Of course, Silent Hill is an iconic horror game, but as a guy who's played through this story time and time again, I wasn't really expecting to be scared by it, and boy was I wrong. And much of that is due to the fantastic sound design. I have never experienced a game with better 3D audio than Silent Hill 2. You put a pair of headphones on, turn the lights out, you will be pissing your pants in no time flat. Hearing all the creatures and the screams and the cries in the background, you can hear James's heart beating and his breath rattling in his throat. It really is an amazing experience. I wasn't able to play the entire game with the headphones on because I'm a giant puss, but you owe it to yourself to at least do a couple of sessions with this game with the 3D audio headphones on, because there's nothing quite like it. You just get an appreciation for all of the design and all of the hard work that went into crafting this game. With every Megadad's review, of course, we talk about the family focus. Is this game appropriate to play with or in front of your kids? And that's a hard no. Silent Hill 2 deals with a lot of mature themes. It's not just the horror, it's not just the violence and the scares, but there are themes of sexual assault, spousal abuse, all sorts of really deep and heavy subject matter that will probably go over a lot of kids' heads. There's not a lot of graphic description or things like that, but the storyline, the themes of this game are just so oppressive, and they just sit like a sack of bricks on your chest, smothering you in how dark it is. This is definitely a game that you want to play at nighttime after the kids go to bed. In the end, I have to say that I'm just beyond impressed. My expectations were through the roof, and Bloober Team crashed through the roof and proceeded to shoot towards the sky. They have done such a loving and caring job of bringing Silent Hill 2 into the modern day. They've made one of my favorite games of all time even better. They've created the ultimate Silent Hill experience for anyone. It really is the best that this series has ever been. I'm so thankful to Konami and Bloober Team for making this project happen. Silent Hill 2 proves to be, once again, one of the best games that you can play, whether it's 20 years ago on your PS2 or right now on your PlayStation 5. I give this game a 5 out of 5.